I'm Peter Graves, and this is Biography.
Ron Saltmarsh. Our friendship began February 14th, 1999. It was Valentine's Day. I was home with Peggy, Maddie, and a newborn Hiram when I got a call that I was supposed to come to the chapel about an hour before sacrament meeting. I met with a member of the stake presidency, and I was called into a bishopric with you as the bishop. After we were set apart and first began to meet, we had to introduce ourselves. We had never met before, didn't know each other at all. It was my first great introduction into a concept that Heavenly Father issues callings. You didn't know who I was, I didn't know who you were, but you felt impressed that I was supposed to be in a bishopric. Bishopric meetings were great. As you might remember, Robert had to work every other Sunday, and we were really busy after the block. So what would you do? We would go after mutual. All three of us would go to a place that was magical and promoted the spirit as we met. Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake became the standard bishopric meeting. Cheese fries are conducive to the spirit. We found that out. I gained 20 pounds during this bishopric, but it was great. One of the true sad days of my life was the last day in Nashville. Peggy and the kids had already moved out to Phoenix for my new job. I was wrapping things up in Nashville, and you drove me to the airport for my final day there. That was a quiet car ride. Neither of us wanted to say goodbye. Neither one of us wanted to separate. A friendship was changing as we put distance between us. I do remember that day very well. That was a sad day. I gave you a Book of Mormon, had a little note in it. We hugged, and you dropped me off at the airport. Yeah, that was one of my sad days.
Ron, one of the greatest parts about you was your family and your wife. You invited us over for family home evenings, and we had a great mentorship from you and Kelly, and we really appreciated how you parented your kids, how you included them in your music, how you served as a family. And you certainly inspired us as we followed in your footsteps later when Cameron served as a bishop in Mesa. And as we continue now in Texas, you gave us an opportunity that changed our world at a really young age. And I've always been really grateful that you saw potential in us, and especially in Cameron, and it literally changed our path. And for that, I will always be grateful. But I'm grateful that we have kept in touch, that we share Christmas cards, that we get to rejoice in each other's successes, and are there for the sad times, and we have always felt your love and support. We love you, and we're grateful for you. Thanks.
Okay, one great story from our bishopric times. You sent me off to extend a call to a young man who was a professional musician, and we wanted him to be the primary chorister. He was young, I don't remember his name, you might, maybe he's still in the industry. He had a ponytail, he was cool. And you said, go off and call him as a primary chorister. I went and issued the call. The guy was kind of hesitant at first, but he accepted it. And then he came back about 2 weeks later and he said, hey, Brother Williams, I did it. And I said, well, what did you do? And he said, I'm able to be a primary chorister. And I said, well, sure, you're a professional musician. And he said, no, you don't understand. I am, but I'm a drummer. My music is hit or don't hit. I don't know how to read music. But since you called me and you as a bishopric wanted me to do this, I went and taught myself how to read music, and now I can. I thought that was a wonderful example of the Saints following you in Nashville, stretching themselves. I've got a lot of mileage out of that story. I think it's fantastic. So we ought to talk about the Dance Dance Revolution.
Not the Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, we should talk about the
Okay.
Yeah. So we're in, where was it?
Nashville.
No, where did we see Dance Dance Revolution?
We were in Vegas.
Why are you even on camera?
I don't know.
Okay. We're in Las Vegas.
Because I'm prettier than you.
I've got a face for radio.
Ooh, self-burn. Those are rare.
We're in Vegas and we see the Dance Dance Revolution machine.
Just came over from Japan.
Brand new, they had one.
Yeah.
Big, it was great.
And since we don't gamble, we dance.
She gambles, I don't dance, but I dance. So we decided we really liked this. We played it a couple times.
We loved it.
It was a lot of fun. And
Obsessed.
I decided for her birthday, what I'd do is bring over a PlayStation that was modified and the disc and the mats because all the little Japanese kids had this game. So we ordered it. But it was going to take a while for it to come from Japan. So instead, you just got, what was it, like?
They sent us some instructions,
Yeah.
a DVD.
Music.
No, not a DVD. What do
Music
you call
CDs.
it? CDs.
Music
That's
CDs.
it.
It's like an MP3, but it's on a little donut. And we could just play it. And so the music would be playing and we could follow along and we could dance and practice for when we got the machine and we were gonna be awesome. And so we were doing this one afternoon and I think Bishop Saltmarsh decided he didn't come visit our house. I don't think he told us.
No,
And we probably didn't hear him when he was knocking at the front door.
because the music would have been blaring.
So he came around the house to the back door
And nobody ever came around to the back door,
and he witnessed our dance.
which we were really good at.
And then he joined in. Came in and we had a good laugh. That was embarrassing, but it was fun.
It was really good fun.
Ron was probably the only bishop that would do that with us.
Yeah.